Right. Listen. Got a few more people in the waiting room. How is everyone today? Hope you're all doing well. If you want to pop your county or your PTA name in the chat, let us know where you came from. I'm from Hillsborough County, so Tampa area. Hopefully everyone fared well through the storms. Oh, hey, Escambia, Volusia. Oh, K8. Got Collins, Duval. Nice. Pinellas, obviously. County, Orange County. Awesome. Hopefully everybody fared okay through the storms. It's like a lot of trauma here in our hood. I'm sure Pinellas is the same. Let's wait maybe one more minute and make sure. I was thinking probably people are digging out of the storm. Might not be able to make it. So we are recording this, and I've actually already recorded it, and it's on my YouTube, so we will share out all the files and everything after, so everybody has access to everything. As we go through, if you guys just pop questions as they come up in the chat, and then when I'm done, we'll go back and hit the questions if you have any. That way you don't forget them. I know that it leaves my brain as soon as it comes in, so. All right. Should we get started? What do you think, Lawrence?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Well, I'd like to introduce myself. Welcome. This is National PTA School of Excellence, strengthening and celebrating family school partnerships. So like I said, this is my favorite national PTA program, and I just think it's amazing. So let's get started. My name is Amy Marie Granger Welch. I am the VP of Advocacy for Hillsborough County Council PTA, the Florida PTA School of Excellence Chair, and I'm also a member of the National PTA Programs Committee. I've been on the Programs Committee for about 4 years, so I've been around a bit with that. And the National PTA School of Excellence program. I'm so excited to share it with you today. As PTA leaders, we share a mission to make every child's potential a reality by engaging and empowering families and communities to advocate for all children. The School of Excellence programs gives local unit leaders a roadmap that fits the unique needs within their school community to help them identify opportunities to achieve their goals, to engage and empower families and the community to support student success at the school level, which directly impacts the mission itself. I'm super excited to be here and help you take your PTA advocacy to the next level. So let's get started. So National PTA School of Excellence recognition program opens the lines of communication and critical thinking within school communities to make data-driven decisions that yield positive long-term results. School of Excellence is committed to supporting and recognizing partnerships between local PTAs and schools to enrich the educational experience and overall well-being for all students. Over 40 years of research shows increased family engagement is linked to school improvement and student achievement. As PTA leaders, we already knew that, right? We didn't need research to tell us that because we're working in the schools all the time. By enrolling in this program, your PTA and school administrators are making a year-long commitment in identifying and implementing an action plan for school improvement based on PTA's national standards for family school partnerships. What are the national standards for family school partnerships? PTA's national standards for family school partnerships set the bar for how schools and parent organizations should work together to support student success. We know that families are essential partners to providing a high quality education for every student, and decades of research shows that family engagement matters for student success. Students whose families are engaged are more likely to attend school, avoid discipline problems, achieve at higher levels, and graduate. Family engagement also helps schools research suggests it's equally as important as school leadership, a rigorous curriculum to predict school improvement. So we already know this as PTA leaders, and it's super important that our districts lead the way as well. So this is a great program for that. There is consensus that family engagement matters. Parents and educators always struggle to figure out how to engage with one another in ways that reach all families and have a positive impact on student success. Since their initial creation over 20 years ago, the national standards for family school partnerships have contributed to the greater awareness and capacity for improving family school partnerships across the country and internationally. The standards are one of the few recognizable and concrete guideposts for family engagement across the education system, complementing important work such as the dual capacity building framework for family school partnerships. The national standards have been used by PTAs, schools, districts, state education agencies, and even the U.S. Department of Education for accountability and support for strong family engagement, including as a foundation for PTA's own Schools of Excellence program, which supports local PTAs in their schools annually. National PTA identifies 6 standards that can help schools, PTAs, and school districts improve their family school partnerships so that all students can thrive. So the standards are on the screen here: welcome all families, communicate effectively, support student success, speak up for every child, share power, and collaborate with community. The standards can and should be used to guide the work of your PTA on their own or as part of the School of Excellence program. So these are standards we obviously want you using all the time when you're thinking about your programming. I encourage you to scan the QR code. And again, I'm going to send all this out through Florida PTA afterwards, so you guys will have access to all of these QR codes and links and all the things. So you can learn more about them and how they support our mission. So the steps to becoming a National PTA School of Excellence. We're finally here. So through the program, your PTA will complete several steps designed to help build an inclusive and welcoming school community where all families contribute to enriching the educational experience and overall well-being for all students. Once enrolled, that's the first step, enrollment. You have to do the enrollment before October 15th. You'll receive access to an online toolkit with step-by-step instructions, and it'll show you how to run your program and achieve your school improvement goals. As you implement strategies to enhance family engagement at your school, you can expect National PTA to provide training, resources, program reminders. There's always opportunities to interact with other local leaders who are facilitating the program as well, which is always really nice because you kind of see what they're doing as well. And they answer your questions really, really quickly when you have them. You'll be designated as a School of Excellence if you complete the first 4 of the 5 steps to the program. So again, step 1, enroll and get started. Deadline for that, for this enrollment cycle, is October 15th. So it's coming up quick. That's the easiest part. It's a simple form. Gather and analyze community feedback. That obviously, it starts August to December because you can enroll earlier, obviously. Enrollment starts in May. Step 3, you'll build an excellence action plan and check back with your community. That's November through May. Step 4 is to reflect and summarize progress May 1st through June 15th. Step 5 is celebrate your excellence. So hopefully you get designated and then you'll have a big celebration when school starts again. So National PTA is here to help you achieve excellence along the way. Again, networking opportunities, step-by-step guidance, and reminders, because there are a few deadlines as you move through the process. So step 1, enrolling is the easiest part. This is the information that you'll need to get it done quickly and efficiently. Again, October 15th. I can't say it enough because it is coming up. So leader info will be your personal contact information, and optional is gender and ethnicity. PTA info is your PTA ID number. If you don't know, there's a search tool that's integrated within the enrollment form. Just make sure that address is correct, that auto-populates with that ID number if you use that method. School demographic information. This is most often found on the school or the district website. It's not a mandatory field. If you get hung up in this area, you can always skip it. However, it can really help you identify areas of opportunity you may not be aware of. So try to fill it out as much as you can. School info is looking for Title I status, principal name and contact info and address for the school, because they send you a banner and supplies when you achieve designation. So that'll go directly to your school. Program information is asking if this is your first time your PTA is participating in the School of Excellence. And then they want to know, why did you choose to enroll? Hopefully you say, because Amy Marie says it's amazing. I think we should do it. I'm just kidding. You don't have to drop my name, but be honest. Let them know like what the challenges are that you're trying to overcome. And how did you hear about the program? Florida PTA is a great answer. Additional contacts will ask for 2 other program contacts to receive regular email communication from Excellence at PTA. So throughout the program cycle, so they'll want the first, last name, and email. Could be you put the president and maybe another officer, or if you already have committee members, put them in there so that they're getting the communications as well. Because sometimes, a meeting won't work for one of you, but another person could go in your place. So after enrolling in the National PTA School of Excellence program, you can get started by including your inclusive excellence team, so your committee members. When recruiting your volunteers, consider building a diverse team that is representative of your entire school. That demographic information that you looked up, you could utilize some of that to kind of look at the demographics in your school so you have, a fair representation. Think about members that represent your families, your administrators, staff, student leaders, depending on age, and community members. So if you're a high school or middle school, or even if you have, you're a K through 5, get those 5th graders involved and get their support. I'm at a local high school PTSA, and we utilize our PTSA student club, and our student members help us facilitate this program. So it's a great way to get them involved in figuring out what the obstacles are, things that we can support so that families can be more engaged. So diversity enriches the process by bringing a variety of perspectives, connections, and ideas to the table. Toward the beginning of the school year, obviously we've already started, and throughout your school year, your excellence team will work together to gather community feedback using the community feedback resources provided by National PTA. The community feedback questions and guides are based on the standards that we reviewed already. The welcoming all families, effectively supporting student success, those standards. So all of the questions that you'll be given are in a Google form, and they're like the only, you have to use the same questions, which we'll talk about here. So gather and analyze community feedback. That's a step 2. This is your survey. This is August to December, so there is a deadline to do this. Typically, you can do a Google form or a Microsoft Forms link if that's good for your community. You can do listening sessions. You can do paper surveys. Maybe you have a take-home folder if you're at that kind of school that does that. That's always a good way. You can kind of do multiple different things as well. So it's going to depend on what's best for your PTA, because you're going to need to get answers to these questions to feed into the tool to get your toolkit. You can add a couple questions to the end if you have something open-ended that you want to ask, or something specific that the school asks. You won't need to provide that to the National PTA, but you have to use the provided questions that they're going to give you within the toolkit. And you'll compile that feedback from your school community, and then you'll work with your excellence team and school administrators to analyze and discuss what you've learned and ways your PTA can better engage families throughout the year. A lot of times people think this is an additional, it is an additional program, but it's really like a lens over all the work that you're already doing. So it's not really an addition, it's just a way to make sure you're meeting the needs of your community. Say you always do things the way you've always done them. Sometimes as the community changes, this is a great tool to look at things with a different perspective. And that's really, I always want to make sure people understand this it doesn't run on its own. It kind of does, but it's kind of an overlay over what you're already doing. So that's why I think it's a really cool program. You'll pick one focus area for family engagement that you plan to concentrate on in the upcoming school year. Improve education, health, safety, and well-being, or diversity, equity, and inclusion. And within that broad focus area, you'll choose one specific national standard and goal that best describes how you will support efforts. This will help you direct and align your work specifically to your community feedback and the national standards for family school partnerships. A breakdown of the focus areas and standards is included in your guide for National PTA after you enroll. And once you've analyzed your community feedback and determine your shared goals and indicators with your excellence team and school administrators, you will complete the community feedback form to share with National PTA who you listened to, what you heard, and how you use this information to improve your school community. Now, this is the other deadline. Only forms submitted online by December 1st will be able to move forward in the program and remain in consideration from the school for the designation. So they will send you about 28 reminders that you're coming up on a deadline. So I would suggest, obviously, you're going to get the survey done in the next couple of weeks. You're going to analyze and upload the feedback. Then you'll get your toolkit. So it actually goes, this part goes very fast. Step 3. So you're going to build that action plan and check back with your community throughout the year. Based on your community feedback and goals, you'll build an excellence action plan to implement that will help strengthen family school partnerships. And again, this will be on your selective focus area from your community feedback that you got. Your action plan will be aligned to your feedback and the national standards. And when building your action plan, think about programs you're already doing and how they can be modified to align with the focus area and identified in the excellence action plan. You're not required to use a specific format or submit your action plan, as it'll be unique to your school community and the feedback you receive. However, you will have the opportunity to share your plans with National PTA through an optional form. So if you want feedback from them, or you just want to share that information, you totally can. Along with, they all have webinars and training that are dedicated to supporting this program through National PTA. There is an online roadmap, and once you get in the toolkit, there's a lot in the toolkit, a lot you won't use and then a lot you can use. So there's a lot of different things in there. Oh my God, sorry. And my dog has a huge coat on his head. I apologize. As your priorities shift throughout the school year, don't be afraid to reassess and revise your action plan in partnership with the school and PTA leadership. So National PTA is with you every step of the way. I've done this 3 or 4 different times in the years past, and they really do help and guide you and support you through the whole thing. So toward the end of the school year, once the bulk of your excellence action plan is complete, you'll deploy another survey. So exactly the same survey that you did in the beginning, you'll just deploy it again to find out how you did. You know, did you meet some of the needs of the community that were identified in that first survey go around? You could maybe even convene some additional listening sessions to give the community an opportunity to share their perspectives on the initiatives you may have implemented. As before, however you choose to deploy the community feedback questions, whether it's a paper survey, a digital form, or listening sessions, or all 3, you know, sometimes that's the way you need to get the information. You can even do some Zoom calls. That would be a good way to do too. So that'll be dependent on what works best for you guys, for your PTA and your community. You got to use the same questions provided to you by the National PTA, and they're all rooted in the standards. All right, step 4, reflect on and summarize progress May 1st to June 15th. So make sure you give yourself enough time. So once you've deployed that second survey, you got that feedback back, you'll analyze that with your excellence team and your administrators to see what your greatest accomplishments were for the program, and set another family engagement goal that you'll concentrate on in the following school year. This is a 2-year designation. Once you receive it, it's for 2 years. I suggest doing it every single year because you just get in the habit of doing it, and then you can modify and change your goals if need be. If something happens within your community, or the needs change, maybe your demographic changes because they change school boundaries or things like that. So you just never know. I love it. I love having, doing it every year. Plus, then you have that excellence team. It becomes part of that process of making sure you're looking at things from every perspective and as many people as possible. Um, you'll complete a community impact form, and this will be your opportunity to share with National PTA what you've done to enhance your community's approach within your selective focus area and demonstrate the impact you've made. And you'll also share the new community feedback you collected and sharing your key takeaways from that. To remain in consideration for the School of Excellence designation, you must submit your PTA's application by June 15th. So make sure you give yourself enough time after you deploy that last survey so that you can upload it and then do your form. It's usually a few paragraphs. It's not like 8,000 words. But you do have to write a little bit. So only applications submitted online by the due date will be considered for the cycle of award recipients. So the due dates are important. Again, step five. Step five is probably the best, right? Because you get to celebrate your excellence and talk about all the things that you've done. National PTA announces the PTAs who are designated as National PTA Schools of Excellence mid-August every year. And then there's also 3 PTAs that earn a Phoebe Epperson Hearst Award. Those who earn the designation will receive a banner, a certificate, and digital celebration toolkit to celebrate their designation within the community. In our county, we do a big recognition at a school board meeting for all of our schools of excellence designees within our county every year. And they're always, it's always a fun celebration to recognize the work because it is work. We know we're doing this for free, and we know you guys are out there hustling every day. So National PTAs also provides opportunities for schools of excellence to act as leaders in the field of family school partnerships. And it opens doors to other honors and opportunities for your school. It's really kind of cool to be able to connect with other local units too. So you'll get that banner. Hopefully you'll hang it up and celebrate with your families as well. Resources. Are you guys ready? See, that's 5 steps. It's really, and the last one's celebration. So, I mean, it's really only 4 steps. It's not as hard as it sounds like it might be. So you got to enroll. That's your first step by October 15th. Do your research and get to know the national standards for family school partnerships. Explore the definitions, the goals, and the indicators for each of the 6 tenets. I highly suggest that just in general, because it's good to familiarize yourself with those. If you haven't done it yet, engage with the National PTA, create your National PTA profile. It allows you to so many valuable tools to help you manage your local units beyond just schools of excellence. You have advocacy tools, you have program grant opportunities, and there's so many other local leaders from all around the world that work so hard to be one voice for all children, and you'll get to connect with them as well. So that's a really great opportunity. So out of all these 3 things, make sure you do all 3. And then I cannot have a training and not talk about grants. We only have a couple more days. It closes on October 1st. So there is over $1 million to support PTAs and PTSAs that are in good standing. Over 800 grant awards will be given out by National PTA this round. And it is 4 very simple questions. I highly suggest you go in there, look and see which ones, pick 3 that work for you. There are grants for the arts, for reflections, digital safety and well-being, healthy lifestyles, so many different STEM programs, all sorts of great programs. And funding is not needed to implement any of the National PTA programs, but it really can help support hosting events or making programs more accessible to everyone, like covering food or translators or transportation for people. Again, no prior grant writing experience is needed. So check them out, please. It is at National PTA grants. Just type it in and it'll pop right up and you can go fill out the form and get some of that money back here in Florida for our local units and get out there and do some great programming. Again, thank you for taking time to lean into this. I was trying to get through this as fast as I could so we can get some questions if anybody has any. If you need to reach out to me, so.excellence@floridapta.org. You can email me. I do have a form for the survey questions, I have a copy of it, and it is in English and Spanish combined. So I'm happy to share that with you, so you don't have to recreate the wheel. You just copy it, and then put your own PTA information in there, because the questions are standard. You can't ask any other. I mean, you can ask other questions, but you have to ask the ones that they want you to respond to. So, um, I'm happy to share that with everybody. Are there questions? Me.
Yes, there are several questions.
I'm sure I went so fast. Yeah,
Yes, so I
yeah.
wasn't sure if Christina
Here,
wanted to go live to share the couple
um,
questions that she had.
here we
Christina
go.
Decatur
Okay.
Barreras.
How we have to use the questions provided by PTA to use for our survey. We build our own survey using the provided questions. And will the slides be? Yes. So yes, you can add questions to the survey that are specific to your local unit or for your school. Maybe the school wants an open-ended question at the end. I think that's what we did for our high school one. We won't submit that to National PTA. We'll only submit I think it's 28 questions or something like that. So we'll only submit those questions, but yeah, you have to use the questions that they give you. But like I said, I have a copy in a Google form. I'm happy to provide. If you use Microsoft, obviously you can just cut and paste it over into that. You could use JotForm, I think.
Oh, that would be great. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but thank you so much. That would be helpful. Yes, that would be very helpful. I just wanted to, like, once we enroll, will we see those questions provided?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes. Yeah.
I started the enrollment, but I'm not sure where to go just yet. So,
Yeah, it's in the toolkit. Once you enroll, you're sent a link, and then it opens up a entire toolkit, and part of that toolkit is these questions. So for what happened, we enrolled at our high school, and we combined the form in English and Spanish onto one form. So I had them share it with me. And so you can click on the link in the chat if you have access, or I'll put it in an email as well. And then once you open that, just copy it. You just make a copy, put it in whatever format you want. You'll have to change your, um, obviously it's Robinson High School PTSA, so you'll have to change the PTA name, but everything else is the right questions. And then again, they're in Spanish too. Okay, our PTSA just went through the process of reactivation, and this is our first year. Congratulations. What year would you recommend for us to have applying for the designation as a future goal? I would do it this year because you are reactivating, so you probably don't really know what the needs are in your community because you haven't been active. So this is a good way to engage new members, new people that might not know about PTA, that might want to lend a voice to the things that you guys are going to do and kind of help guide the work that you're going to do moving forward. So I suggest using it right out the gate because I think it's just such a great tool to get feedback from your community. So instead of throwing, you know, darts at a dartboard, okay, there are these specific needs within the community that need to be met. So let's see, are the grants subjective or can they go to district application programs? I don't know what a district application program, what does that mean? They're specific to the program that you have to do the program that they're not just open-ended monies. They're like, I can share the training for that too. We have like 3 CTE programs at my school. I love to help them. IB, Cambridge, CTE. Well, they could apply. They have to facilitate the program that you're applying for. So if it's a STEM program, they would have to facilitate whatever the programming is. So there are grant requirements. You have to meet some of the benchmarks. But yeah, they're not just open funding. They're specific funding. So like AT&T has a partnership with National PTA, and they're funding, I think, over 350 or 300 or so local units with funding for a Ready, Set, Go program that is a digital literacy program for elementary, things like that. But there's different levels. If you're a district leader, as far as PTA goes, if you're a council, there is one for TikTok, which can be facilitated in a high school. So I would suggest if you're in high school, that is a great one because they can't give it there. I think they're giving over 100 and it's only able to be given into a high school. What else we got?
Yeah, so you have Melody Gamble. Is there only one grant available to county councils?
Yeah, this time around.
And then Samantha Strickland, who
creates-
creates the survey and how often are questions reviewed, added, or changed?
National PTA creates the questions that go on the survey and they align with the national standards that I reviewed. So when you upload the data, it helps guide you in figuring out, okay, well, we say you get feedback back, you upload it. I always pick welcoming schools. So maybe your school isn't as welcoming as it could be to people who don't go there or whatever. So it'll kind of prompt you through some ideas and things that you can do to facilitate in that area. How often are the questions reviewed, added, and changed? I believe they just reviewed them and redid the whole thing around the standards in the past year or 2 years. I was not on the School of Excellence subcommittee. I was on STEM at the past go around. Now we're all together. But I believe they've reformatted it all because all the questions are completely different than when I did it when I was a high school president. So it's been recent. And they really do align to all the standards, which is really cool, in my opinion. But anybody else? Get out
So
there.
this is Lawrence. I was curious, is there anyone on the call who's participated in the School of Excellence program before and would like to share, their experience with those of us that are new to it?
We participated last year and I knew that some of the questions had changed and been added because we also did it 2 years before that. So I just wondered how often somebody had or did go through and change all the questions. But the
Yeah.
process is so easy. They really do. They do a great job about emailing you back and contacting you and keeping you in line with all the steps. And I really wanted to tune in today because we're having our fall leadership training on Saturday next week. So I wanted to watch your presentation so it could help me give my presentation.
Awesome.
Thank you for making this easy.
Well, you're welcome. Anything I have, you're more than welcome to use it or what have you. Yeah, no, I think it's a really cool program. And yeah, I do believe they changed, because I went through all the questions. I was like, these are way better than they were when I did it. And when I did it, it was like, I think it was like 4 years ago. So they have really changed the questions so they really align with the standards, which is so much easier because when you do the reflection, you have to pull the standard and how you aligned with it. So if the questions in the beginning, in the survey align with the standards, it's a lot easier to figure out, where you need to zero in your efforts. So, anybody else have any questions? I'm happy if you think of something later. Everybody is more than welcome to email me. I will put my. And then I do plan on doing more workshop dates after the 15th. So I will release those soon. So I haven't put them on the schedule, but just so that we can get together and talk and kind of walk through the steps if anybody has questions. And then maybe we can work together as a cohort here in Florida. And I do have a local leader here in Hillsborough who if you have done it before and you'd like to do a little video that we can post on social media, please let me know. I would love to have some people who've actually done it and can testify that it is not a hard program and it really is a benefit to trying to identify where areas in that you're lacking. The PTA leader that did it for me, it's posted on the Florida PTA Facebook page. this PTA is like on fire. This is a great PTA. Like they're doing so many different things all the time. And even she was like, she was taken aback by the responses because she thought, oh, they hit every nail on the head. Like she got it. I knew it. And she said there were pieces that we were missing. And she's like, so it was super valuable for them to identify some of those areas, and then more families could be involved. She's like, we were missing a piece. We didn't even really realize it. So even for PTAs who are on fire and you think you got it all covered, it is a really great tool to find. Make sure you're hitting all the marks. Any other last questions? I'm happy to stay and answer. How old do you have to be to run for Florida PTA? Lawrence, I'll let you answer that question.
So technically to be a member of the board, it's 18, but if you are a student member and in that student representative role, then of course at that point it can be under 18, but technically 18 to be a board of directors member. As a committee member, there is no age limit per se. It's just about getting approval from the corresponding VP and the president. So if you have any children that are looking to serve on the different committees, please let us know. They'll always have a home here at Florida PTA.
Did that answer your question, Logan? Hopefully.
Can I just mute?
Yeah.
Is it okay if I talk? Okay, sorry.
Yes,
I'm horrible with texting.
Yeah.
So is it also too late to well, thank you for answering my question, but is it also too late to even join a committee on Florida PTA?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Thank you.
Lawrence, hey, do you want to drop an email in there, Lawrence, so that you can, or Logan, if you want to connect with Lawrence, he can send you, I think, the list.
Yeah, I'd
and-
love to.
Yeah. What are you interested in?
Advocacy 100%. I want to do advocacy. That's all
Legislative.
me.
Come on the legislative committee. I'm on the
I want to come
legislative
on so
committee.
bad.
Yeah? Oh.
Yep.
Here. Legislative of Florida PTA. We'd love to have you. Where are you at?
I'm from Palm Harbor, Florida, Pinellas County, Tampa-ish.
Awesome. I'm in Hillsborough. So I'm in Tampa.
Oh, we're neighbors.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, and Lawrence is actually in Pinellas as well. And then the legislative chair is here in Hillsborough. So Damaris is her name. If you want to email her and email Lawrence, I'm sure they'll get you hooked up. We love more student voices, especially on younger voices. The way get rid of us, please.
Thank you.
We're too old for this, right, Lawrence? We need youthful members to take over so we can retire. I'm kidding. We're never going to retire. We're just going to keep fighting. Yeah, reach out to Damaris, let her know that, or I'll text her later and let her know that you'll be reaching out. That's awesome. Love to have you. Any other questions while I'm still here? Again, I'm happy to, if you think of something, you're more than welcome to email me. What do we got here? Yay. All right, well then I guess we're done. And I hope you all I hope you're already registered. And if you are a county council president or on a county council, you call everyone you know and make sure they register. And we'll help them, we'll walk them through it. I'm happy to.
Thank you both for your time.
Thanks for coming, Deborah. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody leaning in on this one. All right. Shall we turn it off? Are we done, Lawrence?
Yep. Thanks everybody for joining us on a Sunday. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and stay safe out there. Hopefully nobody, so much loss here in Pinellas and Hillsborough and our neighboring counties. So if you know anyone, I know our PTAs will be doing many hurricane drives and things like that, hopefully coming up. So. Lots of
Gives us a chance to practice.
Right. All right.
Maybe we look at some partnerships too between
For sure.
counties where we have ability.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm Hillsborough County's VP of Advocacy, so I'm always willing to collaborate with anybody in the Bay Area who is. We are always working hard to advocate for kids here in our areas.
Yeah, we don't meet for another week or two for our next meeting, but yeah, we'll definitely be bringing it up.
Yeah.